Hey everybody, this is Sam with the Bluegrass Council of the Blind. Welcome back to another AT group seminar here. Today we are going to be talking about magnification apps for both Android and iOS, iOS being iPhone, iPad. Before we get to that though, of course, if you guys like this kind of content, these kind of videos, definitely check out our YouTube channel. We have a ton more on there. And if you would like to get in touch with us directly, you can do that several ways. You can give us a call, 859-259-1834. You can send us an email, info@bcbky.org, or visit us through our website, www.bcbky.org. All right, so let's get started. First, I have we're going to start by talking about Android. Let me wake up my thing here, my tablet. Okay, so Android and iOS both have built-in magnifiers, but they're not really the best. There are better options out there. If you go onto the Google Play Store, or if you go onto Apple, the App Store on Apple here, I'll bring in my iPad as well so we can see both of these here. If you go on either of these app stores, you're going to find a ton of magnifying apps. If you just do a search for magnifier, literally you'll find hundreds of them. Some will be paid apps, and a lot of them will be free. The two that I'm going to be showing you here today are both free, with the one on the app, or excuse me, on the iPad here, does have a pro version that you can get, but the free version is perfectly fine. There's not really much. You're going to be fine with the free version. And that's the first recommendation: is don't pay for one of these apps. There are plenty of free apps available. And these two apps especially are really good. As I said, though, both devices have their own built-in magnifiers, and they work pretty well. They'll get you by, but you do have other options as well that will offer more features. So first things first, let's talk about Android. The app that we really recommend on Android is called WeZoom. And WeZoom, WeZoom, is a very powerful, fully featured magnifying app. So just like any magnifying app, it triggers your camera here, it activates your camera, and you see through the camera. Let's bring something in here that we can look at. And with this app in particular, one thing that I love about this one is that the magnification to zoom in and zoom out, it's very easy. You just drag your finger up the screen, anywhere on the screen to zoom in, drag your finger down to zoom out. Even if you have it in landscape here, where's my paper? There it is. Same thing. I can still drag up to zoom in and drag down to zoom out. So it works either way, landscape or portrait. It's great. Super easy. I keep closing the app here. There we go. We have several options here, several features that we can do. You can change your different colors. That should be a main feature on a lot of these, and some of them will not do it, believe it or not. But you can do it on the WeZoom app here. Down in the bottom right, you have a icon here, and if you just tap that, you can keep cycling through a bunch of different color options. And you have a settings button here, and in the settings, you have a lot more color options they're turned off by default, but in the settings section, you can go in and turn those on, and then they will show up when you're cycling through your colors. And that's super helpful because for me in particular, let's see, let's go through here. Um, this blue and yellow color scheme, It just does not do anything for me. I'm never going to use this blue and yellow color scheme. So I can go into the settings and I can turn off this color and it won't show up anymore for me when I'm going through my different colors. So that's great. So if there's some that you don't need, you can turn them off and turn on the ones that you do need. Let's go back to our full color here. We also have a big pause button in the middle. And if I tap that, we have a freeze frame here. It just freezes the image, basically takes a picture. And what's cool about WeZoom is I can still, now that it's frozen, I can still zoom in, move it around. A lot of other magnifying apps don't let you do that, which is kind of silly. I think that you should definitely be able to do that. And I believe you can still change your colors. Yep, even if it's zoomed in, even if it's a picture, I mean, you can still change the different colors. So that's great. To unfreeze the image, you just push the play button, and now we are back to live. Also down here, you can turn on your flash. Now, my tablet here doesn't have a flash, so it doesn't work, but you can do that on a phone. And then you can also get rid of all your buttons here by hitting that little toggle down there at the bottom. And now the icons are not on the screen, so you can see everything on the screen. Clicking on that button again will pop them out again. Now let's jump into the settings here real quick. So you've got some different options in here. You can adjust the brightness, you can adjust the contrast, and you can adjust the focus. So you can turn the focus on or off. Now, why that would be important is, let me close this real quick. There we go. If I had my tablet set up on a stand or something, and I was zooming in and filling out some paperwork, I might run into the problem where the camera is trying to focus on the top of my hand and my text gets blurry. So what you can do is you can turn off that autofocus and it won't do that. It'll stay nice. The text will stay nice and sharp and it won't try to autofocus on your hand while you're writing. So that's really helpful. So this is WeZoom. This is, like I said, a free application available on the Google Play Store. And let me get out of here. Oh, that's right. I got to go back. Once again, WeZoom, WeZoom. That's our top pick for the Android video magnifying app. Okay. Let me find my next one. There we go. So on iOS now, talking about Apple products, iPhones, and iPads. One of my favorites is called Rebokeh, and this is a brand new application just released a couple months ago, and it is a very powerful video magnifier. Now, there is a free version that gives you most of all of the features, and then there's a pro version that I'm using right now, and as we go through here, I'll point out the differences between the free and the pro version. But one really nice thing about this application that I like is the user interface. It has these nice high contrast buttons, and you can change these. I have them set to the dark mode, but you can set them to the light mode if you want. But really, really cool, easy to use icons, and you can even make these larger if you want. Okay, first things first, this button up here, you have a settings area, and then this button will change there I am, hey. The camera button up here will switch between back camera and front camera. That is another feature that some of the other magnifying apps don't let you do, which is pretty cool that you can do that with this. On the far right here, the top right, we have a flash button. Once again, my iPad doesn't have a flash, so that doesn't work. Down below, where's my paper? There we go. Down below, we have a button to adjust contrast, a button to adjust colors, a button to adjust the brightness of the image, and another button to adjust, what is this one? I forget. This one adjusts if it's in an inverted mode, it will adjust that. So this is what's cool too, that when you click on these, a little slider pops out and you can adjust the slider for these things. The color lets you pick any color in the rainbow pretty much. Let me put my paper under here. Color slider. I can just slide through and here's all the colors, greens and yellows and reds. And then the slider to the right of that adjusts, oops, missed it, adjusts the saturation of that color. So how intense the color is. Over here to the right is an undo button, so it will undo all the changes that you've made. You also have a photo button to snap a picture, once again, just like the other one. And with Rebokeh here, we can zoom in and zoom out just like before. Zoom in and zoom out the picture. We can also change the colors. I can hit the play button or I can hit the undo button to go back to regular. Right above that is a button to open up your gallery. Now, this is a pro version or pro feature. So in this feature, if there's a picture that I have saved or somebody sends me one and I don't quite know what it is, I can load it in here and then I can use Rebokeh to zoom in and change the colors and all of that, just like before. So that's pretty cool. That's part of the pro version. And then you can save it if you want to. Let's go back. All right. Okay. Oh, hang on a second. Rebokeh video adjustable. Okay. Sorry, I had to messed it up in there for a second, but we're back. All right, and then finally down here at the bottom right, you have this preset section. So this is where you can save presets, and this is pretty awesome. So if you are playing with your colors, adjusting your colors, and you find a color that works great for you, maybe for a specific situation. For example, in your living room, because of the way the lighting is in your living room, you find a color like a yellow or something that just works great in your living room. Well, you can save that as a preset, and then whenever you need that preset, anytime you're in your living room, you can tap on it and load that preset in very quickly. And then maybe if you have a different preset for work or while you're out in the grocery store. So being able to save these presets independently is really, really cool aspect of this application. This button here, forgot to mention that you do have some presets already loaded in, and this also is a pro feature. So this is not available in the free version of the app, but if I just tap one of these, it just automatically loads up that preset. And these are presets that we're pretty familiar with, that we use a lot. High contrast black and yellow, high contrast blue and yellow, things like that. Now, the best part of this is, as I said, this is a pro feature, but once again, I could just recreate this preset and then save it as one of my own presets in the free version and get the exact same result. So, like I said, this free version of this app gives you a lot of options. And then if you want to get rid of your icons here, you just tap the screen and they disappear and you've got full screen mode. So that is Rebokeh. That one is spelled Rebokeh, Rebokeh. And that is available in the App Store. So those are our two recommendations for video magnifiers, one for Apple and one for Android. If you have any questions, definitely reach out to us. We are here to help. Once again, you can give us a call, 859-259-1834. You can send us an email, info@bcbky.org, or you can visit us on the web, www.bcbky.org. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.